Y'all, I can't. You know, you've got a good wife when she comes home from the store and brings you a submarine and Technic. I know it was on clearance. I know I asked for it, but this is going to be cool. Let's put this one together today, shall we?
Ray-Gun's Legos, bricks and toys.
Okay, so we have this Lego Technic, and it is something that I have had on my roster for a while. This is something I have been wanting for quite a long time. It's on clearance. It's about to go away, and I love deep sea stuff. If you've seen like my review of Hydro Viper, Wetsuit, Deep Six, I went ahead and pre-ordered. Underwater is a great movie. Abyss, The Rift, Leviathan, like I love those movies so much. So for me, this is right up in my wheelhouse. Some of my favorite memories are actually being with my dad and scuba diving. So I'm like kind of like just I don't know, like getting all giddy over this thing. So this is the Lego Technic. It's 9+. It's 42201 Deep Sea Research Submarine, 413 pieces. And it's a Technic piece. Pretty big box. It has a, of course, full submarine. It looks like it has a thing that makes fans move or turbines move. Looks like it's got an arm that flips out. It's got a working claw, cockpit, and it looks like some sort of thing to pick up on the ocean floor, which is pretty cool. So I've gone ahead and opened up the side box. I apologize, guys. I'm like, I don't know why all of a sudden I'm going into a coughing fit, but I am totally hitting a coughing fit right now. Alright, so we're going to put this up over here. We've got our Lego Technic manual. We did get a thing of stickers, which I'm cool with. You know, for stickers, let's go ahead and grab a brick separator. Unless this comes with one, I don't know. They don't always. It is not. Okay, so that's okay. That is okay. So we'll go through bag one. There's 3 bags in this. Now I have already registered this and everything, so I've got all that set. So let's open up bag 1. Now there's no minifigs with this, but if I'm thinking something here, this seat might be the size of some of those old Technic figures. I might look online and see if they ever did like a diver. Or like, you know, just like one of the Technic figures. I'm trying to remember the names of the characters. That might actually be kind of cool to nab one of those, especially if there's like some sort of like researcher or scientist or something. Man, that would be cool. And I can't even remember, honestly, I can't even remember the name of the series and the size, but I think it's kind of that size. You know what? Let's grab my phone and look here. Let's see. Lego Technic. And we'll say minifig, right? Technic minifig. My phone's been acting up lately. Okay. So yeah, there were these here. So you've got images. You've got like these were the Lego Technic minifigs. Like this guy, he would probably work. This guy too, like, oh yeah, my friend had this one, and I can't remember. I think he had a goat cart, the Technic goat cart. Like, I enjoyed these minifigs. This would be good, man. This would be good to have. You know what? Let's do this. We're gonna take that. We're gonna select all. We're gonna copy. I'm gonna go over here to the eBay because I like getting stuff off the eBay. Oh man, and so $15 for the racing one with the blue helmet. Okay, another $15. Got 12. Got some 15. Got just a micro set. They're already putting out the Lego Technic mini sets, which I think is kind of odd. Another $15 one. So I mean, there's a collector set. That one's like 115. Pass. This one's not bad, but it's 25. I like the look of them though. I got another one for 17. I'll heart that one. We got the cyber guy that's like 20 bucks. I don't know. I'll heart it. I might go back to it. I think for me personally, it's like I would want someone that has the look of a sub driver. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. They've got a policeman, which is not really my thing. This guy right here, it's a racing one for Cyber Strike, but he doesn't have the cyber parts on him. But that looks more like he would be a underwater person, and he doesn't necessarily have to have a helmet. He's got hair. Let's see. Yeah, I think that one probably looks like that would work really well. Yeah, and he's like $12, $8.40 shipping. I'll heart that one. Come back to it because that would be. Here's the thing. I know they got rid of the minifigs for Technic, but man, Lego, like something like this, Johnny Adventure, you know, whatever it used to be, like I think that'd be super cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna grab our parts. We got one of these and one Technic stud or Technic pin with stud. I'll pop that in about halfway. It's funny, I was, one of my neighbor, is a good friend of mine, he came over the other day. He's got a garden, and he shares stuff from his garden all the time. But he was like, hey, I've got some stuff to bring you. I'm like, oh, what is it? And come to find out, it was a whole bunch of Lego sets from a family event or something that they were doing. It actually sounded pretty cool, but they had to like build the sets with one hand, and they had to do it in teams, so they had to figure out how to work together. Pretty cool. There was a couple of Technic sets, a Star Wars set, and I think that maybe that was it. There was a clone trooper, a motorcycle, and then I think like a tree rig thing, both Technic. And I ended up putting the Technic one together. I absolutely loved it. It was fun. I've been enjoying it ever since I did that Phantom Starfighter, Phantom, whatever that ship was called. I enjoy the idea of the mechanics, but I will go ahead and tell you that set, and I still have yet to review it because of the mess that I went through to put that thing together. It was something else. But yeah, that one was kind of like one of those fun sort of like parts of it were like really, really good to put together. I enjoyed it. And then there were parts that I was not very happy about. Okay, so we are going to be putting this right through here. So we got ourselves a couple of little pieces already. I'll put a stem on the other side. There we go. Boom. I already told my wife, I was like, hey, after this is built, I asked her, I said, do you want to help me put together? She goes, honey, no, absolutely not. She was like, I struggled on the one set with the, I got her, it was a strawberry shortcake, and I put it together with her, like I helped her out. I enjoyed doing that with her so much. But it was one of those that when she was like, you know, once I was done, that was kind of it. I told her, I was like, hey, thank you for you know, building it with me. I know you didn't want to, but she's like, no, she told me, she's like, not that I didn't want to do it, that's not really my thing. I was like, I get it. But for someone like me, who, you know, I'm dealing with my Aspie brain here, and I'm learning about things. That sort of thing was like It's a golden moment for me. Absolutely, I absolutely loved that she did that with me. It was a really good time. Okay, so we have a number 5. Is that the right one? Yes, that is the right one. I wanted to make sure I'm pulling the right ones because there's not a color distinction between the two different pegs with caps. There's a color distinction that there's pegs with caps and they're brown, but then the sizes, there's no distinction between the two sizes. So that's kind of where I was like, what's going on here exactly? All right, let's see. All right. So here we go. All right. So, man, I don't know what in the world. Something has definitely got me. I have to come back to it here in a minute. Okay, so this should fit like this. So we've got a whole arm. So this turns, but then also has a full working arm here, and I have a feeling this probably works with it somehow. And then another number 5. Now the number 5s are these right here. So the other number 5, how is that going? You know what? I didn't think I was going to have to do this, but I have a feeling that we are going to have to pull this up on the app. The reason why is I'm questioning this part right here on step number 8, because it's got a number 5 Technic bar with cap, which is fine. The problem is that I can't tell if it's going through the model or just through the arm set on itself. So we're going to pull up the app. We're going to kind of sneak through over to where we're at and kind of figure out what's going on. Alright, so we're on bag 1. Alright, we got that. 2, so we're on number 8. Okay, so it looks like, yeah, it is going through the model. Very interesting. Okay, so we have one that doesn't. This one, however, because I figured this would move, but I guess not. So that's going through the model this way, holding out to there, and then we're starting a brand new part. So we do need a number 11, which should be this one right here. You can always check it, because if it goes 11 studs out, that's an 11 bar. And we need 1, 2 of those, 1 of these. Alright, there we go, right there, and then 2 of these Technic bar pieces here. So 1 goes here, 1 goes 1 down, and then we're going to be plugging these in. And we're going to be using this, I think, to solidify the 2 pieces together. So kind of like that. Is that where we're at? Yeah. Alright, now this should be going wait a second. I see what I did wrong. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna pop this back out. Okay, and this has to move over here. So that should move right here. Yeah. And then this will go through here. Now, both of these bars are supposed to go through both of them. So let's go ahead, flip that back this direction, do 1, 2, that goes right here. Okay. So this is sometimes, and I think this is where I like having the app. The app does allow you to turn that model. It can make some areas of building a lot easier. That's kind of a CAD program, like when I do instructions and I'm building, you can turn it in different directions. I'm all about, and that's something that I love about Lumabricks. They often change the orientation quite a bit, so you can see kind of what's going on. They'll show you multiple angles. When I was working on my booklet, and I would have pictures of overhead and the actual isometric of the model, so you could see multiple angles, because to me that's important. It's like, if I don't know what I'm building, what's the point? And oftentimes there are some companies that get very lazy about it, where they will do one angle for every single thing, and they'll put 7 or 8 different piece steps on there in one time. They're like, here you go, put it together, and it's like, what am I doing? Like, I can't see it. It doesn't I don't understand, you know. So that's where sometimes 1, 2, 3, 4, that area of build can be extraordinarily, excruciatingly painful, where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I have had a few builds like that where I'm just like, yeah, kind of done with you. All right, here we go. Where's my brick separator? There we go. Boom. Oh man, already feeling like a submarine. All right, so we got all of that. Now we are to our next part here. All right, so we'll go ahead and pull all of our parts. They don't have us pulling all the parts, but sometimes I like doing that, so I can be a little bit more prepared for what I'm doing. But let's see. Nick liked the video. All right. Probably my He-Man video. I did a Masters of the Universe, a Classics posting. I like my toys, man. All right, so we need this Technic bar here. So I'm looking right here. We go in right across here. Boom. And then this. Now, this is like a Technic bone, but it's going with the bone ends down like this. So we're actually fitting it kind of like this, and you can see it right there. Yeah. All right, and then we're going to be popping 2 red Technic studs on the end. Shaboom and shaboom. Got all the bells and whistles, all the extra pieces. There's a part of me, it's like, we're supposed to go to the pool, and I'm like, huh, I wonder if I should take this. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Easiest way to lose your parts. And it has stickers. I think if I had a secondary, I could imagine, though, going out there with this out in like a wave pool and be like, hey, we're going to play ocean, and people going, no, please go back to your cabana. Go back to wherever you were. Stop it. Stop it. It's definitely something. It's something I need to talk about that this week. It's something, because I am newly diagnosed. So for me, I've dealt with it my whole life, but this is the first time I've had answers. And What it is I am what you think of as a level 1 autistic adult. So I have level 1 ASD, or I'm on the autistic spectrum. And I have a lot of traits. Yay! I'm going to turn that down a little bit. I have a lot of traits that, you know, definitely these days I look at and I'm like, yeah, I totally see every aspect of being autistic there. But there are things that I did as a kid that I still do now, because, you know, I never really judged myself over the situation. So it's like, hey, as far as I'm concerned, it sounds fun and entertaining. And so part of me is like, I would want to put this out in the water, play with it in the water, because it's like, that would be extraordinarily cool to do. The other half of me is like, I don't want to put it in the water because I don't want it ruined, or I don't want parts missing because they get busted off or float away, or there's a problem here or there, and then I never get to see my parts and play and model anymore. So, you know, like, well, if I had a double one, but then at the same time, as much as I would say that I would be, hey, I'd have a double so I could take one and play with it here, do this, it's like, yeah, but no, because then that means I have 2 models that I'm going to be wondering about the whole time and be like, well, you know, I don't want either one of them to get messed up. So it becomes a very weird catch-22 for someone in my predicament, because, you know, it's like, I want to play with it in a water setting, you know, because I want that experience. But then I also know that oh yay, look at that, it's so nice. But I also know that at the same time, that experience could cost me some troubles, because now I'd be doing something against the grain of how I strongly feel about my toys. So it is a very, very strange mindset to be in. And the thing is that I'm sure that there are people that are neurotypical that, you know, they've also had that sort of process or mindset. I don't know. I'm not neurotypical in that sense, but I will definitely say that overall, overall, I don't think that actually fits. I think there's something wrong. Uh-huh. I might need to go back and readdress that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and readdress that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the whole idea of me going and doing these parts or playing with this in this way or some, you know, this or that, it's a great experience to have, but it can also cause a lot of problems, a lot of craziness. So it's like, well, how much of this experience do I really need to have? And oftentimes it's like, you know what, for the cost of what it's gonna give me in the long run, the experience might not be worth it. Now, if we had a backyard pool, I didn't have to worry about the public, yeah, I'd probably do that. Bathtub, possibly. But at the same time, I also don't want my model destroyed. I happen to like this one. And, you know, my wife, she said that she only found this one. So, and I definitely don't want to mess it up, because I've been wanting this one for a while. Okay, so I'm coming back over here because I feel like I did something wrong. I'll take that out. I've got this set up over here. This is locked into place. Nothing is moving so far. And that is supposed to go here. Now, I'm not quite sure what this part does, but I say that because, like right here, okay, so it doesn't look like it does anything. I think it just got snapped against something in place, or it got caught on something. So that's where the issue arose. Okay, so there we go. So far that does nothing, and that's okay. Alright, so we're gonna move over. We're kind of over in this section now. 14. We got that. That's in place. Now this. Number 15. Got this right here. When I was a kid, I took some kind of action figure trauma, I guess you could say. For me, action figures and toys played such a significant part of my youth. So when and if you're not interested in, you know, the Technic build or whatever, like I'll eventually come around and do another video, because I actually have someone that wants to talk about, you know, autism and toys. So I want to read their comment and chat about, you know, autism and toys. But as a kid, I had a lot of I had some Star Wars action figures, and I had G.I. Joe, He-Man, Brave Star, you name it. I had all sorts of cool stuff. And one of the things I had was, as a kid, I had this one, it was a Lambda class shuttle, but it was one of the microfighters, so it was like a smaller ship. But it was supposed to be Darth Vader's Lambda class shuttle, and I can't remember who I put in it. I don't think it was Darth Vader, because I still have my childhood Darth Vader up on my shelf. Matter of fact, I still have my childhood Chewbacca, Obi-Wan, and Darth Vader, and then I actually have a Chewbacca on I think it's a Star Wars card. Bubbles yellowed a little bit, but I have a vintage Chewbacca on a card. Pretty wild, given to me by a friend. But that, I loved those figures. I can't remember who I put in that Lambda class shuttle, but I had taken it and I had put it out. He was like on some sort of mission, and he got buried in this dirt pile. I got called in for dinner or something like that, you know how it usually goes. And then I went back and I couldn't find him. Couldn't find the shuttle. Now the figure is in the shuttle, and I can't even remember the figure. I just do remember the shuttle because I really liked that shuttle. I think I'd gotten it for like my birthday or Christmas or something. And I really I wanted this thing. It's like, the thing is cool. Well, I never could find it, and it stuck with me all these years, to the point that even like years and years and years later, once that dirt pile had been moved and everything had been kind of like moseyed off, and you know, there was nothing else there to, I guess, to look at in the situation. It was all over. I would still go and look to see in the surrounding dirt area at my parents' house if I could find it. And like, it's gone. But there's a part of me that's like, my brain could understand it, but at the same time, it's almost like it couldn't understand it. And it's very sad. But I have more memories about toys than I do about family and people. And it seems so weird. I have my sister-in-law. One of my fondest memories I have of her is her and I sitting down playing with Lego. So yeah, it's strange. It is very strange. Not to say that I don't I don't understand, or I don't have any memories of anybody. It's just, for some reason, toys gave me more interest and viability of understanding the world around me than sometimes people did. And it seems kind of weird. It seems very, very weird. When I say it out loud and I think about it, it's like I really sometimes do feel like, you know, I should be writing in on that Reddit forum. Am I the a-hole here? When it's like, yeah. My wife had mentioned, you know, one of the times that she kind of wondered like what I was thinking, because they had a friend of theirs that had passed away, and I can't remember what in the world was going through my head at the time, but you know, she had told me this and told me that their friend from France had passed away, and my response, and I don't remember this, but my response was, "Oh, yeah, it happens." And she told me that, and I'm like, it's like I broke people's hearts because of, not that I didn't have any care, it's just that my understanding was so vastly different, and it's like I feel like such an awful person. And I had to remind myself I am definitely wired differently, and I've got to, here, I want to see this. It's like I'm definitely wired differently, and I have to keep those things in mind whenever I'm dealing with the public, because oftentimes I do feel like I come off as very harsh and cold, and I don't always mean to be, but yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go base off of this one because I believe it is a opposite side version, so I want to just make sure that I get what we need here. So if anybody is watching this that knew me from back in the day, and I excruciatingly hurt your feelings, listen, I'm sorry. I really am. That's highly unfair that you had to deal with me and deal with my pedantic nature, and I'm truly sorry. So yeah, I don't actually know if there's a lot of people from my youth that actually even watch my channel, so I don't actually know who I'm saying sorry to, but if it's any consolation, I will. Okay, so we're gonna put that through there, and then this goes right up here. Push that one through, just like that. Okay, look at that. Got ourselves a little gear thing. Whoa! This is going to fit right up here onto this. Boom. Push that all the way in. Alright. And then yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to go just yet. It says that we're pinning it down, but again, it's like if we're pinning these pieces down, will it actually be moving or not? Oh, I see what I did. I see what I just did. Here's the reason why they're not moving like I'm thinking. They're not moving like I'm thinking because I put a friction piece on the end instead of the actual piece that we need. So I'm gonna rebuild that real quick. That goes this way. This goes to the outside. This is gonna go into here. So we're not doing the friction. So this is a friction, right? If it's got the crossbar, if it's open, that's what's going on there. So we want the open part that's going to go through there. And then when we put it down to here, so let's see. So once that goes onto here, that will tie in to that part of the friction. That's supposed to, I think, clear. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, the cool thing, here's the thing that I love about Technic, is that you definitely, you have to know all of your pieces. Now that, I'm guessing we got something else that's going to be opening that. I'm hoping that's the case, because otherwise that's going to be kind of sad if there's nothing there. Anyways, going back to my neighbor who brought me a bunch of Technic pieces and parts and stuff. We were talking about Technic, and I said, you know, I absolutely loved it, especially as a kid. Like, I really dug it. When it finally hit the shelves, I was like, man, this thing is the coolest possible thing in the world. This is so righteous, man. And he was agreeing. He's like, oh yeah. And I told him, I said, I had this dirt bike. It was a yellow dirt bike. And he goes, with the really big wheels and the spring on the wheels? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, yeah, I had that one too. And I was like, it was fun getting to nerd out about our passions about these, you know, little nerdy Lego sets. And I like it because it's very much in the vein of like doing, you know, technical builds. I dig it so much. Okay, which is I think why I enjoyed the starship piece, but at the same time it also kind of annoyed me. But there was a lot going on with that day as well. There's a lot. Okay, so let's see. We'll go through bag 1, then we'll come back and we'll do bag 2 later. Okay, so we're kind of hitting to an end on bag 1, 2, and then a number 3 bar. So we'll put it here. That's actually, eventually I was going to get the Technic grid tattooed across here, the bar links, so I could pair up my Technic builds and know what was going on. And Lego just put out a whole thing about the CMF series, but they're actually Technic vehicles. And I honestly, I'm kind of looking forward to that. I want to check them out. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right. Put that there. We got our red bar. Let's check, see where we're at. Boom, 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 boom. All right, and that goes there. And then we need 1, 2, and 3 of these. Okay. Oh, wrong piece. Leave that one. So we've got this right here. Scooch. That's going right in here. Wrong side, flip it. And 1 and 2. I will say, I did put together the Technic motorcycles, a little $10 set, recently. And that thing is actually really, really cool. It's a lot of fun. Pop, 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 pop. It was a fun one. And I loved it because it reminded me of the dirt bike. When you move the motorcycle, it's got a working chain and everything. It actually moves these 3 pistons on the inside of the engine, which is fun, absolutely fun to watch. And then it's got turn radius on the steering wheel, which is a lot of fun. I actually at one point went back to look at the motorbike set because I was like, I should go and get that again because I had such fond memories of it. But people were selling it, and it was selling for quite a bit. So I was like, well, I'll just go find a different set to work on. I don't have to have that particular set from when I was a kid. It's like I'm nostalgic. I get it. I'm not that nostalgic. Alright, so here we go. We got ourselves I'm going to push that bar in just a little bit more. See if I can push one in, pull the other out. There we go. Make it a little bit looser. I might need a little bit more control. There we go. It's like I get nostalgic about things, but there's a point where I'm like, yeah, I don't actually need to be that nostalgic about this. Like, I can be nostalgic by looking back, and now I'm just going to move on, sort of thing. And that's not a bad thing. It's having that mindset sometimes to save me money, which is important because I often don't do very well at saving money. All right, we got ourselves. Oh, I love these. They're like little differentials. They're little rotating knuckles. We got one, number 5, and then we've got another gear here. Okay, so this is going to go right down into here. This should be going right into here. Oh, that's going to be fun. And then we can turn it on its side. Yeah. This will be this is cool. I like this. I like it because it is technically fun, but it's not, so far it's not aggravating, and I think that's an important key thing to keep in mind. When it becomes aggravating or too hard, I had nothing to do with it. There we go. And then 1, 2 of these. Hopefully we're going to be fitting this onto that here in a minute. Alright, it's got to turn this way. There we go. Alright, so that's going to pin right into there. 1. Same this one. 2, just like that. And I'm guessing this is probably, maybe, no. Thought maybe it was one of the pieces up at the top, but it's not. I think it's an interior engine piece. And then 1, 2 of these traction pins. So turn that this way. Let's see kind of where we're at. It's like I need the app to move along with me. And it's like, I don't want to have to keep pushing it. I need you to listen to me, but it doesn't always work that way. Okay. Fit that into there. 1 and 2. Excellent. And then we've got these 2 bars here. One's going this direction. Boom. One's going this direction. 2. Like that. And then we've got 2 of our just basic pins. So 1 and 2. Have a feeling this is going to be my new carry it around with me toy. This is a lot of fun. Oh my god. And again, if I find a Technic figure to go with it, oh my god, how crazy would that be? Of course, I can hear it now. Please stop adding. It's interesting because, again, you know, it's like a lot of it has to do with the experience. We get an image of something in our head, and it's like, hey, it has to be this way. And oftentimes the hardest part is realizing that it doesn't have to be or have to do this one particular thing, or it doesn't have to, like, it's, how do I put it? Just because we have it in our head doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way it needs to be. And it becomes difficult because you're like, well, I have to experience this way, and it has to be this way. And, you know, we have to remind ourselves that no, it doesn't, and it's not always going to be that way. How cool. Look at this. Okay, so turn this, and then you can move this portion, and then that moves the fans. And I believe this is the back fan, and these are the front fans. So all 3 fans or propellers would move at the same time. You can adjust that. Oh, how cool is that? Oh my god. I have got to shower my wife with kisses. This is an amazing set. She'll probably ask me to stop, but this is a lot of fun. I like this one. I like this a lot. Yeah, I definitely want to show my gratefulness for this one, because this is cool, man. This is very, very cool. Okay, so with this is going to go here, and we are. So how are we doing this? We're going to pop it right here on the end. I gotta move this back one more time. Okay. So this is now, this step has been, I don't know why this one has felt so difficult for me, especially because this is not a difficult concept, but boy, have I struggled with visualizing where the parts on this are supposed to go. So this goes into here. Let's fit that back in, and we'll finally get it fixed the right way. That's supposed to fit up into there. This will come up underneath, fit up into here, back into place there, boom. And then this should fit right into there. Okay, so yeah, as this turns, that's how it's supposed to go. So I gotta move this one back one pin in order to get that one to fit. So let's go ahead and take this one apart over here. Oh no, I lost my parts. And we are going to move it down. Ignore the fact, people, that I'm using my teeth, please. Like, what are you doing, sir? Sir. That is inappropriate. Inappropriate to be using your teeth. Like, I get it. Trust me. I get it. But sometimes you just gotta get that thing to fit the right way. Now, I'm kind of wondering why we didn't put... Oh, I see. Because if we were to put this on this side, it would reverse the fan the opposite direction. So that would not work the way we want it to. And I mean, we could test it just to see. So like right there, if we were to put the fan here, yeah, that would, I think, turn it the opposite direction. You know what? Let's do an experiment. Let's try it out. So we'll put it right through here. Okay, and then we'll turn this. Yeah, so that's why they have us doing it. So one fan's turning this way, the other one's turning that way. So you would want both of these fans to turn the exact same way, or these propellers to turn the same way at the front of the ship, so they could pull the same direction. So with that being said, we want that gear to be on the other side. So we're gonna put that in here, pop that pin in right there. I think I might crack the pin. I'm actually kind of ignoring the fact that I bit it. I think I bit it kind of hard. You know what? It's this build is going to be for me, so there you go. Oh, so satisfying. Okay. All right. So that's bag 2. Listen, that's as far as I'm going to go today, so I will come back to bag 2 later. Thank you all for being here. I do appreciate you. If you want to help out, get something out of the shop, comment, chit chat. If you're on the spectrum and you want to chit chat with toys, let me know down in the comments. I'm actually thinking about opening up the channel and starting to talk to people about that, because I think it's important for people to know how we feel, especially as adults that are still dealing with toys in one fashion or another, how that can be a comfort, and just kind of chit chat about it. I want to hear your stories. So, hey, I thank you for your time. I'll be seeing you later, right? Be sure to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications to be alerted if anything comes from me to you. Comment down below and like this video. It helps YouTube know that you like what I'm making. Want to help out the channel? Be sure to get something out of the affiliate link down below or in the shop in the link tree in the bio. Hey, I love you all. Jesus loves you more. There's nothing you can do about it. Good luck with the build and happy brick hunting.